My name's Sandra. I've been a member of KOSHH for, well, since it started really. And we have been looking quite closely at the local plan. I don't know how much the people in the audience know. In 2015, just before Christmas, the man who now runs the NHS, a man called Simon Stevens, no, it's not Jeremy Hunt that runs the NHS, it's a man called Simon Stevens, whose last job was as a director of United Health, which is the US's biggest private health insurance company. He is now running our NHS. And he set out a reorganisation of the NHS. It didn't go through Parliament, it's got no authority, but that's what he did. And he divided England up into 44 separate areas. And each of those areas had to devise a plan to save vast, ludicrous amounts of money. In England, they were instructed that they had to find a way of saving £22 billion. And they had about 6 months to come up with a plan to do it. And they were told they had to do things like stop people going into hospital, because of 50% of the people in hospital, they said, shouldn't be there. They were told they should cut treatments. They should cut treatments like cataracts, onions, tonsillectomies, knee and hip replacements. A whole list of treatments had to be stopped or made so difficult to get they might as well be stopped. They could stop IVF treatments for everyone. They could stop all sorts of procedures. They could also put a body over the top of GPs, and every referral that your GP wanted to refer you to hospital for a test or a treatment, there was a separate private body over the top of the GP saying to them, no, you can't do that. No, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't be referring that person. And these were private companies telling doctors who they could or couldn't refer patients to. They were told that they should close clinics. They were told that they should close hospitals and sell the land the hospitals stand on. Now, our local area was told that they had to save about £900 million, more than their fair share actually. And they have decided to put in place every one of those cuts I've just told you about. They're telling their GPs that they can no longer prescribe any drug that you could go to the chemist and buy, no matter how expensive it would be for you, that your doctor could no longer prescribe it for you. So if you had a baby that was allergic to cow's milk, and the alternative baby food was £40 a tin, and lasted your baby 2 days, your doctor could no longer prescribe you that necessary food for your baby. They could no longer prescribe special food for people who had celiac disease. So they were cutting everything that your local GPs could do. But there was also a plan to close one or more of our hospitals. It says in the plan, and it's up the back there, you can read it for yourselves, they said that we've got 5 acute hospitals in our area, and they describe what an acute hospital is. It's one where they provide A&E, maternity, children's services, intensive care, emergency surgery. We've got 5, Croydon, Kingston, St George's, Epsom and St Helier. And they said the only one of those that was safe was St George's. And St Helier, with its 1930s architecture, could never be brought up to modern standards for safe healthcare. They clearly intend to shut St Helier, but they're not content with that. They might shut one, they might shut 2. Our local politicians, some of them, are saying it's not true, St Helier is safe, we've been assured St Helier is safe. The plan says they are going to close it. So I'm saying to you that St Helier is definitely on the list for closures. They might leave a shell of a building, but they certainly won't leave us with proper maternity unit, proper A&E, proper children's services, and all the other things we need to give what we believe is a proper hospital. We need that hospital, we need it near, and we need the services. And I invite you to look at the charts up there and see who is likely to give us those things and who's not. We've avoided being political in any way we can in KOSHH. I think the gloves are off now. You've got 2 weeks to save your NHS, folks. Use your vote very wisely.